All right, let's keep the conversation going here with Doug Ottewill, the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine. We're glad to have Mile High Sports a part of this. Mile High Sports Radio at 1340. Doug, how are you this morning, dude?
I'm great. How are you guys?
That's actually afternoon, but we're good, man. We got Broncos O. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we got new pants. We've got Bojo's Pizza in the house, so things are going well here for us, but not so much for the Broncos offense, man.
You can't go wrong with the Zubas.
We got to get Doug a pair.
I'm never going to take them off.
I've got khakis today. They're not even tight.
Oh, you and the Harbaughs. All right. Well, congratulations on that association.
That's right.
Hey, Doug, look. James Merilatt at Mile High Sports wrote an article today saying this result, this offensive struggle should not be shocking. He points out that all during training camp, John Elway did not address the offensive line. 2 rookies coming in, 3 players with 0 snaps. Scrap heap veterans, Ryan Harris, Gronkowski, Shelley Smith, and then a ridiculous signing late on in August 25th of Evan Mathis. He kind of saw this coming with this offensive line. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, James has pointed this out a long ago. And I think there's 2 things. One, I think the personnel, it is young and it is inexperienced. And I think there's no denying that. And that's the biggest reason that you're seeing this football team not be able to run the football. But the other part of it is, I think in the NFL, you almost have to define what kind of a line you're going to be. Are you going to be a running line, or are you going to be a pass protection line? And clearly, this is a team that's in flux. I mean, their line the last couple of years has been strictly built on pass protection.
Right.
Now they're kind of asking a new, inexperienced line to be both, and I just don't think it happens overnight. And then you throw into the mix that you know, C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman, they're not making guys miss, they're not breaking tackles, and it emphasizes how young and how bad this offensive line has been.
Right, so we can talk about the defense all day long and how good it is and how they've got 3 scoring players already. They outscored the offense yesterday. They're number 1. You know, in yards per game. We could talk about the defense all we want, but that defense is going to be good. I think the conversation moving forward has got to be about the offense and the 30th ranked quarterback in the league when it comes to passer rating. And Doug, we just said I think they'll get by the Browns, but you know, you got the Packers right after that. You got the Patriots coming in. You got the Bengals. As we progress through the season, do you have optimism that they'll get better in the O-line? Oh yeah, things will get better there. Peyton will fit into the offense better and better. Are we looking at a championship run here?
Well, you know, if you'd asked me 2-3 weeks ago, I would have said, hey, yeah, just have some patience. Let's relax. Right. Let's see what we got. But I think in retrospect, if you look back and you look at some of the teams that the Broncos have beaten and then some of the teams who have beaten them, you're looking at a 5-0 schedule that doesn't include any real signature wins. I mean, you go back to the beginning of the season when people thought, oh, Baltimore, this is a tough team. Kansas City, at Kansas City, this is a tough team. Well, it's kind of proven out that those teams haven't been that great. So I think you're right. They should win next week on the road at Cleveland, but they need to figure some things out during that bye week. And I think the biggest thing is identifying, can we run the ball with the running backs we have? Do you want to bring in a guy that can run the ball that's been better than say C.J. Anderson or Ronnie Hillman,
right?
Or is it schematic? Do you bring in, does Ty Sombrello come back and things get better from that aspect, or do they start looking at trying to go under center again? Not that I'm suggesting that, but something has to be done because this team cannot only not run, they can't run for 2 yards. I mean, right. they don't get it done.
Well, that was the thing. That's the thing with me. I said that earlier, and I agree with you. Is that if you got to look for progress every game. That's what Peyton Manning told us. He said, we'll get better game by game. Well, this is going to take a while, but we'll get better as the season goes along. I just don't see him getting better. As a matter of fact, yesterday was probably one of the worst offensive performances I've seen.
All 5, I think.
People aren't catching the ball when they have the chance. Demarius had a ball hit him in the hands. But Peyton throwing the 2 picks, the Charles Woodson, he still looks like he's a fish out of water. He still looks like he doesn't fit into this offense, and I don't know if he's going to fit. One question we did have, though, guys, is we talked about, some people said, in this offense, Brock Osweiler fits better. And would the Broncos, if they had gotten rid of Peyton and kept Brock, would they be 5-0 right now with the way the defense is playing. Great topic of conversation. We're not saying Brock's going to get in.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying make a change. That's not going to happen. But if Brock had started the season fitting into this offense better than Peyton, in my opinion.
With the defense behind him.
Right. Would they be 5-0?
That's a good question. I honestly don't believe so. I mean, you still have to look at some of the things that Peyton Manning's done, starting and especially with the game in Kansas City. I mean, that's a loss if you don't have the greatest 2-minute quarterback, 2-minute drill quarterback on your team right there. So
right.
I'm not so quick to jump off of the Peyton Manning or the Brock is better than Peyton Manning kind of belief. I think that, yeah, this is a team that will eventually be Brock, sure, but I'm not convinced that just because Brock Osweiler is younger and a little bit more mobile that he's going to make all the right decisions,
right?
That he's going to make all the right throws. I mean, look, Peyton Manning still makes a lot of great decisions and a lot of great throws. He's just making a lot more bad ones these days. And I think, the other thing, and you guys mentioned Demaryius a little bit ago, what are they doing with Demaryius? I mean, they've got one of the best, most physical wide receivers in the game on the outside. And when they get in the red zone, they feel compelled to force the run.
Right.
And then they feel compelled to try to find Owen Daniels, who hasn't been open since he's a Denver Bronco.
No, that was
they're forcing the ball to him like he's a Julius Thomas or something, and it's just not working. I mean, they need to figure out how to utilize Demaryius. Last game, Gary Kubiak came out and said in the media, hey, we got to get Emmanuel Sanders more involved in the game plan. And they did. I don't know why they're not taking that approach with Demaryius.
All right, Doug. Well, you're right. We'll see what happens in Cleveland and beyond that. But I agree. I mean, I wouldn't say I'd put in Brock Osweiler. I mean, the four previous games, Peyton led a fourth-quarter drive to points to either ice the game or win the game. So he's still Peyton Manning when the time comes. But it's just an interesting subject is that this defense is so good, and they're winning with defense, and Brock does fit this offense better. It's just a good thing to talk about.
And I think a lot of people are spoiled, too, with the success that they've had over the years. But the fact that the team is 5-0, the fact that right now what's separating Peyton and Brock obviously is the cerebral aspect of it and the way he is so experienced in 18 years in the league. So I think we stick with Peyton.
Oh, yeah.
We see what happens, and then we let the rest of the season figure itself out. But we'd like to thank you so much for coming on to the Orange and Blue Review.
Yeah, Doug, thanks, man.
We'll be watching Mile High Sports.
The Zubas, guys. I got to work on getting those Zubas for next time.
Yeah, you need Zubas and some crazy Broncos jacket and maybe a headband and a cut-off T-shirt. You'll be in good shape.
I'll work on it.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thanks, man.